So I talk to restoration contractors every day, and every one of them has a different story on how they got into the restoration industry. But if we boil everything down, they came across some sort of opportunity to make impact within their community and solve a problem that everybody had, and decided to grow this restoration company to solve those challenges. But as we know, restoration's a very reactive industry just by nature. I mean, floods happen in the middle of the night, shit hits the fan literally every single day. And when you're reactive to a business, you end up into this big giant roller coaster where you go up and down and up and down. One day you're trying to go sell jobs. The other day you're trying to talk a customer off the ledge. The next day you're having a phone call conversation with an insurance adjuster, trying to get them to pay your bill. And just all of these things can just blow up. And if you're not proactive with your restoration business, you can just have chaos, or maybe you burn yourself out, or maybe you end up stalling. So I created this model called the restoration growth model for my restoration business to kind of help keep me centered. And I'm super happy to share that all with all of you guys here today, so that way you can achieve what I call impactful growth. So let's check it out. So the model has 3 parts, and to kind of graphically illustrate it, I'm gonna have Connor, our media specialist here, throw up a Venn diagram with 3 circles up on the screen. And the first thing that we're gonna be talking about in the first part of this restoration growth model is actually commitment. That's one of the things that you absolutely need to have as one of the ingredients within this recipe. And that commitment is to yourself first and foremost. The number one thing that eliminates confidence within an entrepreneur is the entrepreneur's failure to keep the commitments that he or she holds to themselves. So you have to be true to yourself and invest in yourself and invest into your leadership skills. And you can do that through coaching and a few other things, so that way you can grow yourself to your best ability. The second commitment that is very, very, very important is your commitment to the customer. If there is no customer, there is no restoration company. So at the end of the day, you need to be committed to follow great practices to restore the customer's property back to pre-loss condition in as efficient, trustworthy, and amazing experience as you can. The third commitment that you have to hold is to your team. If your dream isn't big enough for all of the dreams of your team members to fit into your dream, you're doing your team a disservice, and they'll probably leave and go somewhere else where their dreams can come true. You want to create an environment through which your team members can succeed, and then therefore you'll succeed. And then the fourth one is your community as a whole. All restoration companies are actually a part of a larger community within a hyper-local area, and there's a social responsibility that comes along and a commitment that you have to serve your community and those from your community very well. That is just one pillar of commitment that is very important, and it's a part of this overall restoration growth model. The second area that's very, very important is velocity. And velocity just means the speed at which you execute. The quicker you execute, the better, right? The last thing you want is to not take things in, not execute, not grow. Then you have this restoration company that's just kind of fizzling out. We'll talk more about that a little bit. But basically, if you look at the different things that need to happen fast, is the first one's actually marketing. You need to have a very quick way to attract potential customers to your business. So whether that's insurance agents, plumbers, online marketing, TPA programs, you need to have a system in which when a homeowner needs you to go to their basement to extract their water, they can quickly find you and they can quickly be attracted to you. The second part is velocity of sales. You need to have the ability to quickly show up to a homeowner's house and have the ability to quickly help that homeowner and guide them to assigned work authorization and guide them to the help of the crew coming out to the property to extract their water. Then you need to have quick production efficiency. So you need to be able to have a crew actually quickly come to the house, dry it in the most efficient manner, least time possible, using the best technology and the best techniques. And then afterwards, you need to have the quickest ability or the velocity to invoice that project and actually get paid on that project quickly. Velocity is very important, and it's all about how quickly can we react. We want to be like a fire department, showing up to these people's homes, solving their problems as quickly as possible, and that's why velocity is just absolutely important within the industry. And the third pillar is actually vision. It's your vision as an entrepreneur for what you see the future like. Vision is what everybody in the organization is striving towards. Imagine yourself on this boat, you're the captain of the boat, and you see those islands off the coast. And you're making everybody steer at the eastward heading, so that way that boat goes towards that specific island. Vision is very, very important, and without it, you have a lot of problems. And vision manifests itself in a couple of ways. One is the mission, or the reason that your company exists. And if you want to find out more about that, there's actually a link below to where we dive into how you can create your company mission. The second part is your core values and what is very important to you as an organization. Those core values are the same way that you hire people. It's the reason you onboard referral parties and you select to not work with certain referral parties. They're basically your core reason for existence. And the third part that's very important is you need to have goals. You need to call your shot 12 months in advance and then go execute upon where you're going. So if you say you're going to do 500 water mitigation jobs next year, you need to set that goal from now, and then you actually need to go execute upon it. Very, very important. Let's look at what happens if you have commitment and vision, but you have no velocity, for example. One of these three pillars are missing. At that point, what's going to happen is your business is going to stall, right? We know where we're going, right? We're committed to go where we're going, but we just move super slow. The business is going to stall. It's not going to grow. Now, what happens if you have vision and velocity, but you have no commitment? You're going really, really fast. You know exactly where you're going, but you really don't care about the customer, yourself, or the team member. You're going to have burnout. Everybody's going to ask themselves, why in the world are we doing this? What's the point? If you have velocity and commitment, but you don't have vision, you end up having chaos. Everybody's running around with their hair on fire, serving all the customers possibly in the world. They're all trying to do very, very, very good, but there's no vision. There's no hope for the future. There's no structured way of doing things. Different people have different values. So that just turns into chaos. Something magical happens when you align commitment, vision, and velocity together. And that is the zone where you have massive, impactful growth. And that's where I challenge each and every one of you guys to be. Strive to set a vision, your mission, vision, core values, work as fast as you can in executing, and always be committed to serving your team, your community, and your customers. And if you achieve those three things, you will perpetually be able to grow your restoration business, and you'll be able to be proactive, and everything will feel relatively effortlessly. If you like these kind of videos, I'm very committed at sharing more models like these, so please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, as every week we come out with a new piece of content like this. Talk to you guys soon.